This meeting is being recorded.
Much better. Oh my God, there's something like that. I'll be right back. You just go ahead. Do you need me to move anything? We live.
This meeting is being recorded.
Hello, out there in Facebook land.
Facebook land, here we come right again.
No, yes, I was
Oh,
being
I like
quiet because I
Oh.
wanted to hear what you were saying. So here we are.
Here we are.
It's Ice Cream Sunday. I am
Another Sunday.
Rose from Love by Design.
And Marita from
I knew she was
Path
gonna
of Ease.
Apparently today we are living a musical.
Every day.
Oh,
I know. We should just sing the whole. We should just sing the whole.
One of our episodes, we're going to do singing readings. That's going to be incredible. Or we can do, instead of ice cream flavors, we could do what musical song from a musical does your chakra need to be cleared?
I like where you're going with that.
Okay, so I'm Rose. This is Marita. We are here with Ice Cream Sundays. Ice Cream Sundays, we do every Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. We are offering free chakra clearings using ice cream flavors because it activates different senses within your body. It activates memory. You know, it just really connects you in a different way to the energy of the clearing and the healing that we're working on. We also do single card readings. Did you bring the cards?
Yeah, they're behind me.
Single card readings and relationship advice sprinkled throughout. You can be asking for a friend if you want. And popsicles. So the final thing.
Friend to friend.
Shh, don't give it away. Okay. Sorry. The final thing we're gonna do is make a popsicle flavor. We make a popsicle flavor every week.
You okay?
Yes, I'm fine. I had a little. So we freeze it
during
Trisha. The episode. And Tonya and Mark.
Hi, Julie.
Michelle. Hello. So we freeze a popsicle during the episode, and then we eat it, and we tell you whether it's amazing or disgusting. We haven't had any really disgusting ones so far, but there were a few that tasted like, I like the cucumber lemon rose one.
Yeah,
it
that
tasted like I
little...
wanted to use as like
spa.
A day spa kind of flavor.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would want to eat it again. Well, I mean, actually, it was very refreshing, but maybe not. So, maybe the flavor needs a little refining. Today, our flavor, the name is Orange Dreamsicle, little twist. All of our ice cream flavors have rose in them. So, Rosie Pops, don't try to buy the website because we already did. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you what all the ingredients are in this, but it's actually like an orange spice and rose, and the particular spice that we use.
Hi, Iris.
It's gonna be amazing. Should we tell them what spice it is?
Ooh, I mean,
there's other ingredients in here that we.
Let's just say this: if the flavor comes up for clearing, yeah, Melanie, you want a reading? Yeah, of course, Melanie. We will get right as we get. Right.
Oh my God, I overfilled it.
So, Melanie, just give us a thumbs up. That way we can connect to you. So whether we're doing a clearing or a reading, there's just one card readings. If not, we there we go.
Oh, it's better.
Spend too much time. And
oh my God,
we actually have a hard stop at 4 that we have to do today.
Hard stop.
Which
means we're going to start winding you down around 10 minutes to 4 because we sometimes take a little while to say goodbye because we love you all.
Farewell.
We love you all so much.
We just saying goodbye. Can you get a sheet of paper so I can write people's names?
I'll get a sheet of paper. Wait,
we're singing a lot today. Thumbs up, Melanie. How
is
are
there
you?
any blank paper in here?
I don't know.
are you so mysterious about this? Where do you get your paper then? I don't understand.
I'm down here.
Oh, very fancy. We use really fancy paper to write this stuff out.
Hi, Nessa. So Melanie, your name is Nessa. Nessa, anything in particular that you are asking? These cards we're using, going back to your tried and true mystical shaman oracle cards.
Love those cards.
So we're going to do Nessa first, then Iris. And Iris, just give us a thumbs up so we know that we can connect with you. And Melanie or Nessa.
Anything special that we're working on that we want to bring up today too? I know. Well,
I don't know. We've been doing so many things.
I know.
We've had a packed full weekend. We have
Oh my gosh, we've been doing a
lot of cooking.
Yeah, we have been doing this weekend. We've been doing like a lot of cooking and special deliveries of food to like friends in the community, and then also doing some cooking for like altars actually, where we've been baking and cooking the food ourselves to create these very amazing, powerful altars that are focused on abundance. So today I made a gluten-free coconut cake with coconut frosting, Meyer lemon shavings, and then I have flowers from our garden. It's actually quite spectacular.
Ingrid, welcome. Let me just tell everyone, there's a lot of people chiming in, so thank you so much as the viewership goes up. Let me just give you a quick about who we are. Marita Steva, Path of Ish, spelled I-X.
Rose from Love by Design.
We do ice cream Sundays every Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific. What we do is we do ice cream chakra clearings. The reason being, colors is great, light is great, but using your olfactory memory, it creates a sensation where you can actually tie into not just your molecules, but also to past lives and things like that. So it allows for better clearing.
Not just olfactory, because that's smell, right? Smell. So what is the name for taste?
You gotta figure it out.
I don't know the fancy name for taste, but the taste and the feel in your mouth, you know, and then all the experiences that you have that may go along with like a particular sense memory attached to a certain flavor of ice cream. So, yes, we are doing a bunch of readings. We are stopping right at 4.
Caitlin,
we usually go a little longer. And if anybody has relationship advice, questions, we sort of sprinkle that throughout because everything's tied into relationships. And the other thing is when you ask for a reading, what we're going to do is we're going to ask for permission to connect to you. We're going to ask for a thumbs up or a yes. I give you permission because that's very important to us to ask for consent. And then we'll do your reading in the order that we've received them. And my wife is keeping track of who's who on here.
So we're going to start right away. Nessa wanted a 1 card reading, and we're only doing 1 card, okay? So here you are, Nessa. Hopefully you are still on, Nessa. And your card is the Holy Mountain. I love this. I love the Holy Mountain. In 1 second, I will go over who we're talking to. So the Holy Mountain, this idea of this place of being able to go to a place of meditation to kind of, I've studied with the Lakota and as well as with the Hopi Indians, and so a lot, that's part of my background, but I went on a vision quest and I was told no water, no food for 4 days, a little drum. To look at the mountain, look at the mountain for the vision.
She almost didn't take my drum too, and I was like, you are going to want this, trust me.
So for me, what the Holy Mountain is, be able to focus on something, be focused, whether it's your future, whether it's something that you're working on, and not be distracted by wind, fire, sleet, storm, hail, which is what happened to me, which could be other people's dramas, other people's messages, other people's ideas of who you should be and what you are. And then there's this idea of coming down the mountain. It's easy to be on the mountain and feel like you're receiving information and feel like you're like, serene. But can you bring that mountain down with you? Also, another great quote that I love is, these mountains that you were supposed to climb, you're not supposed to carry. Are you carrying people up a mountain that you shouldn't be? And are you carrying things? Are you carrying their drama? Are you carrying other people's expectations?
The other thing about this card that I love, and for me is really powerful, is this idea that
Hi, Tanya.
Places that, hi, Tanya. there's places that we imbue with energy because so many people have gone there. So many people have gone to this place. Some of the energy may be just innate energy of that place. But over time, when so many people go there to seek wisdom, to seek clarity, those places become more and more powerful. They become imbued with that energy. You know, those people, they leave echoes behind. And so taking time to go, if you're seeking clarity and wisdom, if you're trying to sort of rethink a situation that you're currently in, if you just need a total perspective shift on what's happening in your life right now, go to a mountain, go to a place, go to a sacred space of worship, whether that is a tiny rock on the side of a mountain, whether that is, you know, another holy place. Maybe it's in a building that's a holy place. It could really be anywhere that is imbued with that energy. So I'd highly recommend taking the time to go on like a little bit of a pilgrimage almost, no matter how close or far. So yeah, I just wanted to add that piece because for me, that has been a powerful practice.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Next is Iris. Iris, you gave us a thumbs up. You're asking about a friendship in particular. Will he go to coffee with me? We'll see. The card that I got for you was counsel. So counsel is being able to,
down or right side up?
It was right side up.
Okay.
Counsel is the ability to, of course, be able to be in consciousness with collective wisdom, right? You want to talk a little bit more about it?
Yeah. So here's the interesting
You're welcome,
thing.
Melanie.
Thank you, Melanie. Thank you for coming and allowing us to work with you. It's really a gift for us. We love coming and working with people here. So the council is like the people that at the end of your life, you know, you go before the council and they basically say like, did you live a divine life? Not in the sense of just divinity, but like, how do the scales weigh? You know, why didn't we love more? Why didn't we laugh more? Why didn't we listen to ourselves more? Why did we overthink things? Right. Why did we not live true to ourselves? You know?
Kellyanne.
So I think the interesting thing about this card, specifically with this question of, will he go to coffee with me? Here's the reality. It doesn't actually matter whether he goes to coffee with you. What matters is that you continue saying yes to yourself, that you continue saying yes to life and to opportunities, that you continue listening to yourself and listening to your inner senses, and know that if he doesn't go to coffee with you and you feel like, I don't know, let down or like it's not right, there's billions of people in the world.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, I remember that feeling of rejection, of hurt, of like, oh, I was so excited about this person, and you feel that, that like butterflies in your stomach and you're excited. And you know, maybe it doesn't happen. And there is that sense of disappointment or loss or whatever, but your life goes on and your life is big. Your life can be as big as you make it.
And we had a conversation this morning with our roommate, and we were talking about being people with foresight, having foresight, but also being people that it's really easy for you to play out situations in your head, particularly, you know, if you're in relationships, rather any kind of relationship. And so easy to be like, what are they going to say? What did they mean when they said da, 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 and all of that energy that takes up, all of that energy when you
so much goddamn energy.
And if you can just let things be, all that energy opens up, and all of a sudden you have space for yourself. And do you know what that space is? Self-love. To have self-love. And that is the journey that we are here on this earth to do. Self-love, to love the self, to be in love, to fall in love, to walk the path. This is our journey here. The council is here to tell you, find that path of self-love. Find that path where you're not looking to other people to be like, you are okay and you are beautiful. You know, there's that video on YouTube, and I'm closing up soon because we have a lot of people on here.
I have something I have to say.
Okay, go ahead, go.
Oh, no, you can.
Where that little girl, you know, stands up in the mirror. She's like, I love my house. I love my hair. I love my things. Oh my God, she's amazing.
She's going at it.
And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And my father at the time when I posted, he's like, this was you as a child. I was like, no, is that possible? Yes, yes. Just try it out.
Okay, so here's my last thing I was going to say, and this is actually something I'm thinking about sharing on my Facebook Live a little bit later today. One of the ways that I think about situations and that I get perspective on situations and challenges, things I'm anxious about, things I'm wondering about, is I look back, I reflect, and I think, okay, when this story is over, whether it's just this portion of my life story or whether it's my whole life story is over, what do I want to look back and say about this moment? What do I want to look back and imagine? What do I want to see? Like, if I was a character in a movie, what would the character do that would make me be like, hell yeah, she just did. That was an inspiring movie. Not, oh my God. And then instead of, being brave and bold and moving forward, she just, felt sorry for herself and was wrapped up in a dude for the rest of her life. I think, like, whatever. If the guy goes to coffee with you, he goes to coffee with you. If he doesn't, you can take some brave action in some other direction. Keep putting yourself out there. Don't let that stop you. Do not let that stop you.
Iris, I think we said a lot of things, but probably not exactly what you wanted, because you're asking, do you feel positive or not about whether this is going to happen? I think the reason that we are not answering that direct question, because it's actually a much more expansive question that the universe wants to have a conversation with you. So we're not trying to dodge that yes or no. We're trying to have a larger conversation, because I think there's a larger conversation at stake. So
part of it, here's the thing too. This is how our readings work. We're not going to fake an answer that we're not receiving for you. If I had gotten a card that was basically like, yeah, he's totally going to go to coffee. There's certain cards, the way, and the way that we interpret them, it's all about interpretation too. But that's not the message that either of us is getting. The message that both of us are getting is that this is a question that is too small for you. The question is much bigger. The question for you is much bigger, and it's a much more exciting question. So, I'm sorry, yeah, we don't have that yes or no for you this time, but we are just receiving what we were told to give to you and sharing it. So I hope that it helps you. I hope that it sits well with you, and I hope it works out how it's supposed to. So good luck.
Okay, Lori, your nephew is struggling. Thumbs up. Okay, we're going to see if he's going to get better or worse. First of all, I'm sorry that he's struggling. We don't know the exact situation, but we're going to send a lot of light and love right now to you, because to hold that, be able to hold space for someone who is suffering, who's going through trauma or whatever it is a lot. Thanks everyone for joining us. We have a lot of people today. Bonnie, Corleanne, how are you? Oh, Corleanne, we will always give you a reading, girl. We got people from Ireland.
So good to have you.
Sabrina, I believe. Ingrid, Kim, Caitlin, Cleanse, Ryan, Trisha, if I can't read your name, really, I apologize. English. Patchouli Phoenix. Yeah, so we got a lot of people with requests. We do have a hard stop at 4 today because we have to go walk the land to do a sacred ceremony. But we are going with Lori. Then we're going to go with Trisha. Just so you know, you're welcome, Iris. I hope it goes well for you, and sending a lot of love. Vanessa, hello. So Lori, we're again, thank you. We're going to tapping into that. Next is Trisha, Ryan, Caitlin. We're going to do a cleanse. And by the way, I saw what you posted. Awesome. It is great to move across the country and to get away from family and negative situations. I did that. So Irish, you're from Switzerland. That is awesome. Thank you. We want to come visit you. Well, not you, but Switzerland.
Well, we would come visit you.
We would. We'll have a cup of coffee with you. We'll have a cup of coffee with you. Anyways.
Maybe we'll go on a hike with you. That would be wonderful.
There you go. Thank you, Iris from Switzerland. Thank you for everyone who's joining us around the globe. We
love this.
We love it.
Okay, so the card that I pulled for you,
Lori.
The card that I pulled for you is the Coyote.
Oh, interesting.
It is interesting.
That's an interesting card.
So this card is, Coyote is the sacred trickster. He provides detours for growth and understanding. So, this card is about those situations that, go left and right, and suddenly we're going over here and we're like, why are we ending up over here? And what is this about? And, then we wind around to this side and, and then finally we don't know where we're getting to, but the reason that we've been sent on this path is to test our faith.
Bonnie from New Zealand. That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. It's to test our faith. It's to challenge us. It's to it's basically to you know, it's like when they have you ever heard of that process of fire hardening wood? It's when you're, you know, when you're making a spear, and in order to harden it, the wood of the spear, you actually put it in the fire for short periods, and it hardens the wood even stronger for the spear. You know, that is what the medicine of coyote is about. You know, it's really about challenging us, putting us through the crucible in order to give us the tools and the strength that we need for the things that lie ahead of us. Were you getting anything specifically about that question about her nephew, right?
No, I was just trying to clear a lot of space. It seems that there's just a lot of questions. Okay, everyone who can't do a thumbs up, thank you. Just write in or do a permission or anything like that.
That's fine.
Awesome.
So,
but what, I'm sorry, to answer what you said, what came up for me with all of this was I woke up to coyotes this morning. Yeah, and it was about 5 a.m. in the morning, and they woke me up because they were communicating. And coyotes come in packs. Where we live, we have a lot of coyotes, and I remember one time when we were on a walk with some other animals, the coyotes were really afraid that we were going to find their den, and so the mother and the father were out there protecting and yelling and yelling and yelling and trying to distract us. Oh, look, I got a glitter.
Yeah, you too.
Trying to distract us. And so two things are coming up for me. Again, we talked about distraction and stuff like that, and with the power to be able to, you know, throw sound off to, you know, so people don't know where their young is or where the heart is, or those things. But also coyotes come in pack, and so you're not alone in this. You know, whenever coyote comes up, it's also that ability that wherever you're feeling quote unquote tricked or misled, there are others with you in a pack that will help you, because coyotes sometimes tricks to protect. So I hope, you were going to end with something?
I just think that I'm not sure what's going on with your nephew, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that the sense that I'm getting is that there may be more challenges ahead for you. I don't know how they're going to turn out necessarily. It doesn't mean that the outcome in the end is going to be, you know, wrong or negative or bad, or, you know, I really can't say, but what I will say is I don't think that the period of challenge is over, but I think that in this period of challenge, there's an opportunity for great growth and great strength and coming together. So thank you, Lori. Thank you for bringing your question to us and trusting your question with us. I hope that that is helpful for you. Like I said, you know, we really just read what the cards or what, you know, our connection is giving us to you. So thank you. All right.
Okay. Just to let everyone know, thank you so much. So we are going to do Trisha. Oh, good. She said great advice. Awesome. Trisha, you're next. It seems you're still on. I think you gave us a thumbs up. There's a lot of people on here, so I'm trying to thank you for being patient with me as I kind of try to go through all the
just
comments.
Look through and check. It's okay. We can have a moment of quiet just to double check.
I want that. Oh, she said yes. Okay. Thank you so much, Trisha.
Did Trisha have a specific question?
No, she didn't say. Trisha, if you have a specific question, you can just write in the comments. If not, we'll just pull your card. Then we're going to do Ryan, if you're still Ryan.
Hi, Nina.
Hi, Ingrid. How are you? We're trying to get to as many people as possible.
Sometimes I feel like she's like, you know, we both have done like bartending and food service. And so like we know how to hustle. You know what I mean? And so sometimes when we're on here and we have like a hard stop at 4, or we have a lot of people watching, which, you know,
thank you, Cindy. She's saying we're beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Vanessa. Thumbs up, everyone. Caitlin.
Is just, we are going to try to hurry and give to everybody that we can, but we also are going to make sure that we take the space, because, you know,
Thank you, Ingrid.
This
Ingrid's
isn't
telling
food
us to slow
service.
down. I know.
This isn't food service.
So we're going to do as much as we can. If we can't get to you this week, we really apologize. We are on every week, and we'll probably go a little bit longer next week. Sometimes it's an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. But we do, again, we have a ceremony that we have to go to. So thank you, Ingrid, for, thank you. Thank you. I do. I have a tendency to hustle. So Trisha, here we go.
I was like, you sounded like an auctioneer for
I know.
a second. Wait, over here. Okay.
Let's ring the little smallest bell.
Oh, the smallest Tibetan bowl.
There you go.
Okay, so Trisha, I pulled this card for you, Magic.
Hello.
Yeah, this is a juicy card. So, magic is about the fundamental makeup of the universe, everything that connects everything together, but specifically how I don't know if you've had this experience of really noticing powerful coincidences and synchronicity, when you feel like you're in the flow of things and things you're like, oh my God, that came to me this perfect moment. And like, oh my God, of course. Do you know about this? I was just wondering about this, these kind of amazing connections and coincidences that come together. And it feels, when that happens to me, it makes me feel like I'm on the right path and that I'm open and I'm aware and I'm paying attention, so that when those things happen, this little like this little feeling inside me notices that is something I should be paying attention to and connecting to and following up on, right? We talk about intuition a lot. I want to tell you something that I do in terms of my intuition. If things come to me, if things randomly come to me, I'll immediately put it into my phone. I'll take a note somewhere. I'll start Googling it. I'll start looking it up, and I'll just start paying attention for those things. And it leads me down some very interesting paths of connection. So the card of magic is about that. The card of magic is about seeing the world through the eyes of wonder and awe. And awe is one of my top favorite things. It's actually like another side project that I've been thinking about working on.
Oh, yeah.
Because awe is like, God, you can't even put it into words, but it's like this sense that, it's like, poignancy and spectacular and surprise and excitement and flow and like all these things coming together. It's sort of like awe for me is the word that just encompasses the magic of life. Yeah. Right.
It's like in those movies where they're like going through time and there's like these like thing, the colors and stuff like that. That's what awe is for me. It's like this kind of other dimension. It puts you in another dimension, just like gratitude brings you joy, right? All bring you it. All of a sudden you're like, wait, how is this possible?
It's interesting you said gratitude brings me joy, but there's something about gratitude,
like the joy of being a kid.
I feel like makes me present.
Yeah.
And it makes it more possible for me to be present to the experiences of awe that I have.
Oh, I like it.
So this card is telling you, be present, pay attention, notice those moments of synchronicity, really, really tune into that and be present, because it means like the universe has your back right now. The universe is like a, if you're in dance, if you've ever done partner dance, one person is the lead. You actually don't lead with this hand that you're pulling. You don't pull. That's not how you lead. You lead with the hand that's against the back, right? That's how you lead your partner. And that's the universe right now. It's gently guiding you from your back. So if you notice those things, that is the universe having your back. So, all right. Who's next? Thank you.
Thank you so
Trisha.
much. Yeah,
I love that card.
So now, Ryan, I don't know if you're still on here. Let us know so we can pull your card. If not, we're just going to go to
Rissa.
Kate. How are you, Rissa? We've been sending you a lot of love today and this week.
I wish we could send you some of the cupcakes that I made.
Okay, Samuel, thank you. I will complete the live feed before sending. Thank you so much. Okay. Caitlin, let's, you wanted a cleanse?
Okay.
So I know that you have had a really powerful dream That's awesome. But let's just go and clear your chakras and kind of ground you and see what you mean. So you gave us a lot of thumbs up. So doesn't matter. What chakra? So Caitlin, before we get into your chakras, even before, you know, we know the 7 chakras, you know, from the base of our spine to the top of our head, beyond. There's chakras above that and chakras below. And the first thing that I saw was this blue flame underneath your feet. And I know this is not you know, we're not talking flavors right now, but it's kind of that flame that you saw in your dream. And it's guiding you. It's almost allowing you, like what you're going through right now is walking through fire, but it's not going to burn you. You know, this is a journey that you're on. And this journey of rediscovery, this journey again of self-love, of breaking away from people who are too needy, who don't want to let you be who you want to be, and all of that. Thank you, Corleanne. Thank you. So we did get, it seems, one chakra, go ahead, other than your 0, you know, if we went below, you know, 0, that's 1. And if I had to do a flavor for that, I don't know, what's liquid blue?
Liquid flame blue.
Liquid flame blue.
Electricity flavor.
Electricity. I don't think that's a good flavor.
It could be. It sounds
Maybe.
exciting.
I know.
So the one that I got for you, what I was feeling was actually for your soul star chakra, which is your 9th chakra. It's 2 above your crown. Your crown is the tippy top of your head. So 2 above. And the flavor that I got for that one was Black Forest cake ice cream. So it's like that chocolate cake. It usually has cherries in it, like dark, like Bing cherries in it. Some type of like whipped cream. Oh, it's delicious. So that is the flavor that I got for that chakra. So it's like, it's a very, is it Black Forest or Dark Forest cake? I can never remember.
No, it's Black Forest, I think.
There's something about that cake for me that's very, in a weird way, I kind of associate it with like,
isn't it like German Dark Forest, Black Forest?
It's no, German chocolate cake is different.
Oh, that's different. Oh.
I associate it with like fairy tales.
Oh, that's totally what I was thinking.
And like Grimm's fairy tales, and like, you know, the Black Forests of Europe, and kind of, you know, this sense of mystery and dangerousness that's associated with the forests, and kind of places where humanity has not totally penetrated and eradicated the mystery and the wolves and kind of, you know, the creatures of the darker parts of the forest. God, I read this book recently called The Bear and the Nightingale, which was also like a sort of modern fairy tale retelling, took place in the forests of Russia, and it reminded me of that too. It's like, it's this very mysterious kind of, I think that the energy, specifically why that came, it's also a very like balanced flavor. You know, it has some vanilla, but then it has these really dark kind of luscious flavors to it. I think it's really just encouraging you to connect with spirit, and the spirit of mystery, and the spirit of the dark, you know, the spirit of the dark feminine, the spirit of places that feel maybe dangerous to people because it's so unknown, because it's not, you know, defined in modern culture, because maybe we can't place value on it in the same way that things are usually valued within capitalism, but that there's something there. So this is, you know, again, 2 chakras above. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to leave you with that. I'd really encourage you to sort of delve into a little bit of like the, not dark magic, but like kind of the more occult, you know, the more hidden, the more mysterious. I've recommended, I think, a book on here before to somebody else, but this one I want to recommend again to you. It's actually a series of podcasts by Clarissa Pinkola Estes is the woman who wrote Women Who Run with Wolves. She did one called Mother Night. It's like perfectly attuned to this energy that I'm getting for your clearing. So I would highly recommend that. And if you had a really powerful dream recently, I think you should pay attention to that, and you might want to not actually turn away from that energy, but maybe turn into it and really end your night with a strong intention around how you're going to dream and how you're going to be able to move in your dreams through that space. So anything else you're getting?
No, I think, it's so funny when, I'm going to tell you two things. We talk about, darkness is bad. It's not that. It's just a different kind of energy. Everything's energy, or everything's divine. And darkness can really hone your skills, right? When you don't have the sight, you have to be able to listen better. Taste is different. Movement is different. And so when I was a kid, or even growing up, I used to love walking around in the dark. I love it. I still do. It's some weird thing, because I pretend like I'm like some warrior, like trying to, I don't know, whatever. So it's a great thing to attune. So if you don't know where you're going, you're right on the path. And another thing, and we haven't talked about it, Rose and myself and another healer, Jennifer, Victoria Bell. Of course, Caitlin, thank you. You're welcome. Are hosting, starting in January, we've moved it back, a 6-month academy called the Green Road. So and there's definitely a place. We're looking for 13 women. I think we have 2. So we have 11 spots open. And it's definitely a journey of the self, of self-love, of connecting to the environment, of connecting to being, proactive, just a little bit of everything, in 6 months. And it's going to be powerful and intense for 6 months. And if anyone wants more information on that, just do #GreenRoad, and we will send you information so you can set up a free call and learn more about it.
Yeah, okay. I think, in terms of that, it's really a journey of connection to the self and to the heart, and particularly connection to the true self. Finding your true north, really understanding where that is and letting that guide you. And part of that means, connecting to spirit, to energy, really clearing away all of the noise that is often in the way of knowing which direction you're supposed to go, of knowing, where to pour your energy, of knowing about your power or fearing your power, right? So yes, we will comment #GreenRoad here if you want to find out some more information, and we will send you the link to set up a call. And we will also, we are doing a free gift with that call. We're not going to tell you what it is. It's going to be a surprise. So yeah, so thank you. And I hope that was a helpful clearing for you. I hope you're feeling a little bit better. And yeah, thank you for tuning in.
Hello, Joanne from New Zealand. You're the second New Zealander, so
hello.
We're really excited about this. So
awesome.
Patchouli,
right.
Patchouli, if you're still on.
Sabrina?
No, Patchouli's next.
Sorry.
Awesome. Eva Marie, we will private message you a thing. So Patchouli, if you're still on, let us know. Just say hello or heart. I know you're having trouble with the thumbs up, just so we can do your clearing. So, and if not, Sabrina, if you're on deck. So if Patchouli is no longer on, we'll move on to Sabrina. And if Sabrina's not on, Ingrid's next. So that's the order. So if Patchouli or Sabrina or Ingrid are on, please just write in the comments, and we will get your clearing and your card. Okay, Patchouli, you're on. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh,
okay.
And Caitlin said, okay, good. I'm good. Caitlin, I'm glad that was helpful for you.
Awesome.
I feel like we need to just.
Patchouli wants a clearing.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Belle?
What is that?
Strawberry.
Oh.
Patchouli, one of the chakras that I got for clearing is the flavors kind of strawberry ice cream, milkshake in particular, you know, for your third chakra. And your third chakra is that sense of who you are in the world. It's also known as the crown of jewels, correct?
City of Jewels.
City of Jewels. City of Jewels. So that sense of who you are in this world, your vision, what you actually bring, right? Your third chakra is, your second chakra is the dreamer, right? The dreamer. The third chakra is the doer. So bringing your dreams into action needs a little smoothing out, right? A smoothing out of strawberry. And I love strawberry. For me, strawberry is, we still have strawberries coming up right now.
Strawberry ice cream is just like,
it's magical.
It's divine.
It's
so good.
It's like the best thing ever. And for me, it brings up a lot of childhood memories of, you know, just having fun and being outside and being wild and being free. And I think that's what your third chakra needs, just wildness and freedom to bring these dreams, you know, your creativity from your second chakra up into manifestation, to not be blocked by, oh, I can't do this, or I shouldn't do this, or what will people say, or what will people think? You know, all of that is what is stopping your third chakra, you know, people's definition of who they think you are. And also there's a lot of what's coming, a lot of family and kind of tribe kind of ancestry things of like, this is your road and should be your path. And you know what? It doesn't have to be. You are on your path. You choose what you want to do. In the Hopi tradition, usually it was, you know, all the clans would come in and the child would choose what clan it wanted to be part of, you know, what medicine it wanted to learn, what medicine it was, and they were children, you know.
Kind of like Divergent, that movie. You never saw Divergent? No, Divergent was a movie where it's like the future and everybody lives in these groups of people that have a specialization where, you know, these people are the people that are very like thoughtful and well-spoken. These people are the givers. They're the servers, you know, these people, etc. These people are the fighters and the adventurers, right? It's kind of like that. And you have to pick.
Corleanne, I love it. She says strawberry ice cream is awe. So that's great. A sense of awe. Okay.
So I got one for you as well. This is actually going to be your sixth chakra, right about here. Third eye chakra, head, conscious thought, intuition. And I actually got smoked salt. So that's like one of those sweet, savory flavors. But I definitely got the like wood smoke flavor. You know, immediately when we, you know, asked us to do a clearing for you, the first thing I felt, I immediately found myself sitting outside in a forest, you know, in an area where people camp in the forest. And there was a fire pit in the middle. And there was a fire burning in the fire pit. It was really smoky. You know how when I don't know if you've ever gone camping or if you're somebody that goes camping, but you know when you go camping after you've come back, all your clothes smell like wood smoke. You know, they smell like fire. I immediately was sitting in this clearing, sitting on a log, you know, next to the fire pit, and it was cold. The air was cold. It was pretty crisp out. There was a fire burning, and that smoke, just that the smell of that smoke, it's a very cleansing smell. You know, it's a very, smoke is used for clearing as a part of many traditions. We use a number of different types of, we burn a number of different types of medicine as part of our practices. So, you know, the feeling that I really got for your sixth chakra, the smoked salt feeling, is this it's cleansing. It's cleansing in a very ceremonial type of way, you know. I don't know if this is true for you, but when I do go camping, when I go outside and I sit around a fire that I've built and I, you know, take the time to build the fire very carefully and it lights really well and it's burning, you know, the smoke, sometimes you have to move because the smoke blows into your face, right? And the air is cold and there's trees around you and it's a very crisp sort of fall or like clear winter feeling. There's something very calming and emptying about that type of energy in that space. And I really think that that's what your third eye, that's what your sort of, you know, conscious thought, your head, it just means that clean emptiness, that cleaning and that emptiness of the smoked salt, being by a fire, maybe being by the ocean, being under trees, being outside and being in silence. So
I love it.
I hope that was beneficial for you. it's so incredible to me how different the energy of different people is when, you know, people ask us to do a reading or clearing for them.
Yeah.
How quickly it changes sometimes. Like, that was not the energy that I was picking up at all before we were talking, you know, and working with you. And then it was just like, I was there, you know? So, all right.
Thank you so much. And
Please comment. I don't
yeah.
know if that rings true for you. We'd love to hear feedback. So please feel free to give us some feedback, and we're going to disconnect. Thank you very much.
Ingrid, it seems you want to clear the junk. You want a card, please? Okay, thank you so much. And Corleanne, you're next. I know you want a card.
Sabrina is no more?
Sabrina didn't respond that she was on. So.
Okay, great. Here, I think we need to reshuffle.
Okay. So just give us 1 second. Ingrid, thank you so much for watching.
Any special stories you want to tell in the meantime?
Special stories.
Oh, is there something that you really wanted to say today?
I'm really excited about our popsicles.
Oh my God.
So one of the things that we do, a lot of people are new to this, it's called Ice Cream Sundays. We do chakra clearings with ice cream flavors. We do 1-card readings, relationship advice, and then we make Rosie Pops as well, which is something, they're trial popsicles. Everything has rose flavored in some way, because one day we're gonna have a multimedia, I don't even know.
International, multinational popsicle
empire. Okay.
It's gonna be amazing. We try to actually, I really draw a lot of inspiration from many different cultural, like ethnic food practices, because, you know, rose is used all over the world.
Patchouli, I'm glad. That's cool. Patchouli, she said right on. So yes, go out, smudge, be in nature.
Yeah.
Barefoot, walk barefoot if you can.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a lot of things that you can use for smudge, just so you know, not just sage. You know, there's mugwort, there's
yerba
santa, sweetgrass. I feel sweetgrass would be great for you. So okay.
Sometimes I think part of the reason I was thinking of the fire too is sometimes just doing some cedar or pine, you know, is really simple and clearing and powerful. Yeah. Just that smoke, you know.
Always barefoot. I love it. Okay, here we go, Ingrid. Here's your card.
Oh, interesting.
Let me show.
It's upside down, so.
So, Ingrid, this is what you got. It's upside down.
The curse, upside down.
Upside down. So don't jump to conclusions. Again, when things are reversed, it means a different thing. So here we go.
So this card, this is interesting.
And it's beautiful, actually.
Yeah, it's really gorgeous.
What you can't see is that it has a handprint over the person's mouth like this.
Oh yeah.
Which is, I think, really important.
See, that's what those lines are. They're the fingers.
Those black, you see right there? That's the handprint.
Okay. So this card reversed, it's interesting because you said you wanted to clear out the junk, right? And that was the card reading.
Mm-hmm.
So the medicine of getting this card in reversed is about being impeccable with your actions. You know, it's basically saying, like, no matter how much shit is done to you, you can only be responsible for your own actions and yourself. So, you know, when you're going through a tough situation where maybe you're, you know, having some really challenging relationship dynamics, maybe you're, you know, something's happening at work, maybe, you know, something's happening within your own family. You don't want to create extra karmic debt for yourself. Were you trying to show that to somebody?
Yeah, she wants to know which ones. Mystical Shaman Oracle cards.
So it's really telling you to be mindful of the fact that what you do to other people, you're doing to yourself in a way too. You know, and you're doing it to the people that you love, you know. So when you treat other people poorly around you, or when you react in anger, you know, you do it to yourself too. You do it to your family, you know. And I know it's kind of weird to think about it this way, you know. I think I even struggle a little bit with this like concept myself, because I'm like, well, wait, there's people that do horrible, horrible things like things to me, you know, things to my partner, things to, you know, people I care about, things to people that I, you know, don't even know, but the things are horrible, right? Do I have to still like, you know, act in that same way? And this isn't about no justice. This isn't about, you know, no people, you being accountable for other people's actions. This is about being totally accountable to your own actions and to the energy that you are putting out in the world, because it will come back to you. It really will. It will, in one way or another, you know, whether in this lifetime or the next, depending on whether you believe in that. That's the medicine that this card is giving you. It's telling you have an opportunity to clean up, basically. Clean up your actions. Be very impeccable and totally in your integrity, even when it's really, really challenging.
So that's what she's working on.
Yeah. Well,
so keep working on that.
There you go. You're on the right path.
You're on the right path, and there's a lot of consciousness around you to help you on that.
Yeah,
and
you're not alone.
I'm going to say one more thing about that, because what really, I mean, I'm really struck by that hand over the mouth, and kind of ancestors. We create our world with our words. Make sure you're not using old words to create a new life. And this could be things handed down to you, right? You know, I remember, you know, sayings that your mother said or your father said or your grandfather said. You know, it's not about having those words again, because they carry a lot of karmic energy, and it's not yours. So awesome. Good. Ingrid. Awesome. Good. I'm glad
Thank you.
Going well. Corley Ann, my friend, are you still on? Because I think you're going to be the last one today.
Corley Ann.
Corley Ann.
What do you want? Clearing card?
Card. Corley Ann, if you're still on, just pop on and say hello.
Is.
Yeah, she is. She's sending us love. Okay. Okay, Corley Ann, here's your card. Mama.
I don't know. What do you think? This one or this one? This one? The Time Master.
It's your card, Corley Ann. Ba, 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 ba. Upside down.
Oh, I'm just going to read this to you because it's perfect. I think you need to hear all these words. Oh, sorry.
I'm going to hold on.
I'm
going to hold it up.
Okay.
I'll be Vanna.
I'm just going to read this because this is perfect. Sometimes it appears that you are running out of time. You worry you won't get what you need or want. Everything gets stuck like a log jam. This is only in your mind. Time expands and contracts according to your ability to be mindful and observant. Have you ever noticed how, you know, when you're, sometimes time is like, goes by like this fast? However, right before we started this, I remember looking at the clock and thinking, oh my God, it's 2:52. I have to get ready really quickly. And then I thought a lot of time had gone by, and I was like, oh, I'm late. We're going to start late. And I came in. She came into the room and was like, no, it's like 2:55. And I was like,
time warp.
So being fully engaged in your now, it's time to release the story of your past. Equally, it's time to release your need to know the details of the future. All the treasure magically reveals itself when you remain relaxed and present to what is directly in front of you and nothing else. Then you realize you have all the time in the world. You will never run out of it. So this is interesting, you know. I think it's really just telling you, you know, you may want to be somewhere faster than you're getting there right now. You know,
I think, can I jump in for 1 second?
Yeah, you jump right in, honey bunny.
Yes, because things do take time to build, right? I love this infinity symbol here, right? And I probably talked about this movie that Will Smith was in when he's writing letters to death, time, and love. And one of the things that I think is important is to make time for time. There's enough time. You know, how do you actually make time for time? Because time is expansive. You know, it's so easy to lose track of time. Did you just hear that? Lose track of time. You're unaware of it. So of course it goes and comes, right? So it's its own being and entity. So, you know, it'd be interesting to do a meditation on time, and that to be very present. Start with 1 minute. 1 minute is going to seem like a million years, right? Can you be still for 1 minute? And then try 2. And be present to yourself and be present to the sounds around you. You can do it in darkness, in complete darkness, like we were talking earlier, and then do one in complete tons of light and see how it changes everything. And I think it's just telling you. And one last thing, it's really easy when we're in these virtual worlds that we are in, Facebook Lives and being on Facebook and trying to communicate and build new things, that it's easy. The time is different, right? So make sure that you're disconnecting from electronics. Make sure that you're going outside. Make sure that you're like, oh, there's the sun. Let's step outside, even if it's for 1 minute. I love stepping outside if the sun's out, and I just go like this. I soak it in. I'm like, oh. And sometimes it's just 1 minute. That's all I have, and then I go back into work. So make sure that you are taking time. Hi, Sean. How are you? To connect with nature, to connect with yourself.
For example, today we went and we had our lunch outside. You know, we just took our food outside and we sat and we ate outside, and you know, there was hummingbirds and the wind was blowing, and you know,
we'll do one more.
It's cool. It's cooling off, so you know, you feel that fall kind of crisp in the air, and it's just, you know, time moves differently. You know, when you're sitting down, your feet are on the ground, you're surrounded by life and the environment and nature, and it changes your presence in the moment. You know, it changes your presence in the world in a really big way. Highly recommend eating outside from time to time.
Yeah. So we're coming to the end. We were going to do a hard stop at 4, but we're going to do one more. Bonnie, you've been asking since the beginning for a reading, and you've been faithful, so you're going to get your reading. So thank you, Bonnie, for staying on. It is good to be persistent. It is good to be persistent and to ask for help.
Okay. What card is that? What number?
45.
Okay.
The seer upside down. So this is amazing, right? So if you go online, you can see these cards. This is the Mystical Shaman Oracle card deck. It was actually created by people who studied with shamans in around the world, but in particularly in with the Mayans. And I'm losing my train of thought right now. The ones with the lightning, the ones that I work with. Norse, no, not Norse. Some other ones. I'll think of it. The Quero Indians.
I was like, what?
So
you work with the Norse gods?
I do. I talk to Odin all the time. I talk to Thor all the time. Well, here you have, there's kind of like a lion figure, a female lion, or kind of a mountain lion figure here. And then you have the rattle, right? And then you have a raven. And these are all very powerful signs. And they also relate to different times of the season. So let's read. Thanks, Corleanne.
Thanks, Corleanne.
Let's kind of dig into this a little bit. But the seer is that ability to be able to connect to different dimensions. So when you train to be a shaman, one of the things that one of the exercises that happens is they leave you in nature to call the animal or the spirit that you want to embody. And so let's say, for example, butterfly magic, right? You have to sit there for as long as it takes and call butterfly in, not chase it. So the seer is not about chasing vision. It's about allowing that vision to come in. And the human mind is really, really loud. Really loud. So you have to find ways to calm it down. Cálmate, cálmate. This is what I say to my mind. Cálmate, cálmate.
And I go like this.
Oh, I know. Shh. So, you know.
Okay.
I also talk to my mind. I say, mind, what you want. You're so loud. What is it that you want? And when I talk to it and acknowledge it, it calms down. So this is also about being in the world in a different way. Learning from the energies that you want to attract and letting them come to you. And that means you have to still yourself.
Am I on?
Yeah, you're on.
Okay. So the other thing about this card, it was in reverse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the medicine of this card in reverse is about it being time for you to see the truth of your situation, no matter how hard it is to look at, because that is actually what's going to give you freedom. It's not about being in denial. It's not about, oh, maybe it's this thing that it's not, there are times when we all know, we know, even though you don't want to know, right? This is what this card is bringing to you. It's telling you, you need to get to that truth that's underneath that fear that you have about looking at that truth and what it could mean, because you're not going to be able to move forward until you acknowledge the truth of the situation, whatever situation it is, whether it's relationship, whether it's health, whether it's your spirituality, your job, where you live, anything. If you deny that truth, you are going to become totally stagnant. You're not going to move forward. I remember I was having a conversation with a friend of mine. He was on the verge, him and his wife, they were going through this really, really rough patch. And I was kind of talking to him and just being supportive to him. And, we were all like working on projects together and stuff. And I could tell he was really, really weepy and emotional, but he couldn't really acknowledge what he was afraid of.
Oh, that's interesting.
He couldn't acknowledge, he couldn't say the words, right? And I was just trying to get him to say, like,
that's spot on.
What is the worst thing that you're afraid of right now? You need to say it. You need to say, I'm afraid my wife is going to leave me. I'm afraid my wife is going to divorce me for somebody else, and I'm terrified of it, and I don't want to lose her, and, whatever else. Like, say the terrible thing you're so afraid of, There's this practice that I was actually doing myself recently where it's part of the practice of like moving through your fears to take big risks for yourself, to take great leaps, to have big dreams, is if there's this little voice that's telling you, oh, but I can't because of this or this, write down what is the absolute worst scenario. Write it out. Just write the whole thing down, acknowledge it to yourself, because on some level, underneath what it is. And that's going to be the start of moving forward past it, of finding your way through, of deciding what path you want to take.
And your past is your past, Bonnie. Don't let it be your future. It doesn't have to be. Don't worry. I completely understand what you're talking about, but it's just taking the time to unravel that, take it off, stop wearing it, and unravel it bit by bit, and take your time. It's okay for it to take time.
Another practice, if we're like in terms of that piece of letting go of your past, an exercise that I like to do, it's really good, huh? An exercise that I like to do, because the way that we tell stories, it's not the full story of our lives, right? We pick these little like boop, 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 tiny little spots that help us tell the story of our life, but there are tons of other moments that if we chose those moments to be the plot points in the story of our life, it would paint a completely different picture of who we are. It could be like, for me, I have practiced this, I can tell my story in a way. Also, you can do this with other people. You can tell your story in a way to other people that your story becomes unrecognizable. And you're like, what if I was that person? What if that was the story of my life that I held instead of this one that I made out of these other moments in time? It may not feel like it's your story, but it's a really, really good way to challenge how we have constructed the stories about who we are and what our pasts mean about us. So with that, I think we are going to say adieu, because we have a very exciting appointment that we have to get to with a piece of land that we are going to do some blessings on. And was the popsicle good?
Oh my God. So Rosie Pop, what is it again today?
Orange dreamsicle. Oh my God. That's really good. Orange, spice, rose. I'm not going to tell you the rest of the flavors. Wow. Okay. On that note, thank you all for joining us. I think my wife is madly typing away and responding to somebody. So we will
Thank you everyone for joining us. Again, if we didn't get to you, Sean, I'm so sorry. We will be back next week, 3 p.m.
next Sunday,
California time.
Yep.
-7 GMT, I believe. Thank you for everyone
I don't know if
who,
it's 7 or 8
maybe it's
right
8 now. Thank you for everyone from Switzerland, from New Zealand, Ireland, everyone. We love you. Thank you so much for connecting with us, for holding space for us.
And we will see you next week at 3 p.m. And until then,
live your life to the sweetest.
Bye.
And share this to your friends so they can come.
And share this to your friends.
Thanks so much.
Because we want to meet all of your friends.
Yay.